All right, let's talk about something that's absolutely critical in railway maintenance: precision. We're going to look at how smart tools aren't just making things more accurate, they're actually going after one of the biggest weak spots in the whole system: good old human error.
So let's start with the big question. Picture one of those incredible million-dollar trains. It's a marvel of engineering, right? But where does it really begin? Is it the engine, the signals, the track itself?
Believe it or not, the answer is way simpler, but also way more profound than you might think. It all starts right here, with just one single turn of a wrench. Yeah, that's it. Every single critical part, every safety system, it all hinges on thousands of tiny little moments like this, being done perfectly every single time.
But, and this is a big but, that brings us to the core problem, doesn't it? I mean, having a super precise tool is great, but making sure that precision is actually used correctly and written down perfectly, that's a whole other ballgame. And this really gets to the heart of it. The precision of the tool you're using, that's only half the story. Because think about it, if the technician gets a perfect measurement but then writes it down wrong, or even worse, forgets to write it down at all, poof, all that amazing precision just vanishes. It creates this huge, dangerous gap between what was actually done and what's on the record.
So let's really dig into that gap. What does this challenge actually look like in the real world? On the floor of a busy maintenance shop. The risks are often hiding in plain sight, buried in the day-to-day chaos. In fact, when you break it down, there are 8, count them, 8 critical points where the old way of managing tools can just completely fail. 8 different places where mistakes and risks can just sneak right into the process. So, what are they?
Every single one of these is a potential landmine. It starts with the really basic stuff, right? Like, is the right tool even available? And is it in good shape? But then it gets way more complex. Are your inventory records accurate? Is the calibration up to date? And maybe the most important question of all, can you trace every single action back? If you can't say yes to all of that, you've got a problem.
Okay, so that's the problem. A pretty complicated web of things that can go wrong. But this is where technology steps in and completely changes the game. Let's take a look at the SmartTools solution and see how it builds a much, much stronger system.
And the changes, well, it's night and day. Look at the old way. You've got manual transcription, someone literally scribbling a number on a clipboard. That leads to stacks of paper records and, you guessed it, human error. Now look at the new way. It completely flips the script. Data is captured automatically, you get these bulletproof digital audit trails, real-time checks, and all your tools are connected into one seamless workflow.
So, what does this actually look like in practice? Let's go back to where we started, that simple wrench, and see how it's been totally reimagined for this new digital world.
The hero of this story is the intelligent torque wrench. Now, I want you to think of this as more than just a tool. It's a smart device packed with digital technology, sensors, and software. Its job isn't just to tighten a bolt. It's to do it with perfect precision and, crucially, to capture all the data while it's doing it.
And the workflow is just beautiful in its simplicity. First, the system pushes the exact torque settings for the job right to the wrench. Nobody has to dial it in manually. Second, the technician does the tightening, and the wrench itself gives them feedback. Lights, sounds, even a vibration to tell them, yep, that's perfect. And third, this is the magic part. The exact value, the date, the time, it's all logged automatically into the maintenance record. The loop is closed, no pen, no paper, no mistakes.
And all of this is possible because of the tech that's built right in. You've got a digital display for instant feedback. You can program specific torque settings for different jobs. And most importantly, you have data logging and wireless connectivity that ties everything together. Every single feature is there for one reason: to eliminate a chance for human error.
So when you pull back and look at the big picture, what's the real impact of all this tech? It's about making your entire maintenance operation not just error-proof for today, but truly future-proof for whatever comes next.
Let's go back to those big challenges we talked about. Those little transcription errors that can cause huge problems? Gone, thanks to automatic data capture. Those gaps in your compliance paperwork? Filled with a perfect, complete digital audit trail. And that nagging feeling of uncertainty about safety? That's replaced with hard proof. Real-time verification that every single spec was met, period.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just some concept cooked up in a lab. The industry is really taking notice. In fact, this SmartFleet solution was just named a winner of the 2025 European Railway Clusters Initiative Innovation Award. That's a huge stamp of approval that shows just how game-changing this approach really is.
And it's important to remember, this amazing wrench is really just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. It's part of a whole ecosystem of over 30 smart, connected solutions. They're all designed to work together to transform every part of railway operations, from the guy on the floor to the person signing off on compliance.
Which really brings us to the final critical question. This kind of technology forces everyone in a safety-critical industry to take a hard look at how they do things. It's not just about meeting today's rules anymore. It's about building a system of record that's so solid, so reliable, that it's ready for the future. So I'll leave you with this. Is your auto trail ready?